Yo, what's up, guys? It's time for another daily recap that we're doing daily so that you can get the full picture of how I'm trading the crypto markets and how we're printing a shit ton of money. So, let's first start off on Bitcoin. As you know, yesterday I said my overall high time frame bias is bearish until we reclaim some key levels, but short term we're getting some chop, which is why I'm refraining from staying away from swings. We should get some more direction with the CPI news tomorrow morning. And yeah, so it should be pretty volatile until then. And I've marked out some key levels that we can be interested in. First off, the daily did just close, so let's go over this quickly. We did have a nice daily close over the weekly open, over the previous day high, back within the range lows. Doesn't really mean too much, but yeah. And then the new daily open, of course. I'll just mark that out real quick. So there was today's open, literally like 3 minutes ago. But now let's go over my points of interest on Bitcoin going into tomorrow, as we should see at least one of these hit overnight, and if not overnight, probably tomorrow morning during the news. But we could see something like this. Maybe we come under the daily open and come to this region here and look for some sort of confirmation to long up to this zone here. So I'm looking at about 107k to like 105k. Um, and seeing if this area holds and we get confirmation of a bounce. And then, of course, the other area I have is in this 114k zone to 116k. And if we end up getting a nice move, taking out those highs, getting some sort of impulsive move down, and then a retest of the monthly open for shorts would also be nice. So those are both of the areas that I'm watching for Bitcoin. Of course, I'll update everything in the Discord to everybody. But yeah, that's about it right now on Bitcoin. Again, for us to be really bullish, I think some nice impulse daily candles to this zone and closing above it would maybe confirm that this was indeed the low here and we are not going into a higher time frame downtrend on Bitcoin. And then, of course, as you know, my other areas of interest for spot bids on Bitcoin. If you go on my last video, you can see that. Now let's go to Solana. Again, on the daily, closed above the yearly open, above the weekly open on Sol. So we might be getting some sort of a bigger retracement, but again, pretty much everything that I'm in the camp of is we're in this sort of like channel that's getting thinner and thinner, and then we're going to break down to the downside. I think that's what you have to bet on, and that's what I've been saying. So for Solana, again, yesterday I said maybe CPI, we get an impulse wick to this exact zone on the 4-hour chart, which was the yearly open and the weekly open, and we're actually holding that zone very nicely. So I think we might actually come above these highs here, and then this is the short scenario. So we come above these highs here either overnight or tomorrow during CPI. So something like this, we come over the highs and then we start to break down like this, pretty much just confirm like a breaker structure above this high, get people long, and then send it down. We need to have a little bit of trickery, I feel like, and yeah, that's definitely one scenario for Sol. But I will have to see and update it. But yeah, again, we're just sort of ranging like this. And again, what I said yesterday, we're ranging in the imbalance that we created from the major liquidation event. It's not like we had a major liquidation event, boom, reclaim this key level, boom, and then just continue higher. We're literally just ranging here. So yeah, I think maybe something like this is probable for sure, or maybe we just break down, but I don't really feel like taking a long off any of these lows right here is too great of an idea of a trade. So if I get my entries up here for shorts, I'll definitely probably take them depending on the market. Of course, like we could just get a huge impulse candle like this. So I'm not setting limit orders, but I will be on my computer. Maybe we'll do live stream in the Discord for CPI. So stay tuned for that. And then let's see what else. Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum is literally like doing the exact same thing as Sol. Yeah. The Nasdaq, yeah, Nasdaq had a nice pump today. That's why, yeah. Palladium, kind of our levels hit, but not really. But the main focuses are Solana and Bitcoin for me. And then also, Hype had a really nice pump today from this initial zero point 0.5 level. And then we came back down, and now we are trading above 40, which is pretty nice to see on Hype. And then Pump, same thing, not interested until we reclaim over this sort of line right here. So we maybe even do something like this, like I said. But I think just being patient and waiting, especially another coin that I'm looking at is XPL. This had a brutal sell off, like about 80% or something like that. And I am looking to get a position this eventually, but this selling pressure just looks like it won't end. So let's just wait for a confirmation of probably like this level right here getting reclaimed. So everything right now is just playing out for a trade in the future. And yeah, I would avoid the low time frame price action. BNB had a nice move today off that news. Zcash, I did just take this a little bit of a head short. Yeah, I took a little bit of a head short on Zcash. Nothing crazy. This isn't like an actual trade. It's more of just a hedge. Mantle again, just ranging. I got some of my spot buys at the monthly open, and I'm willing to add lower down on Mantle. But that's pretty much it for today's update. I gave you the key zones on Bitcoin to watch out for. I think some of these will hit. One of these two might hit overnight or just before CPI, and then it might give us some direction into where we're going for the weekend and ahead. Also, past few CPIs, the market's topped like 2 to 3 days after the fact. So that's something to keep in mind. And yeah, we'll make another video tomorrow and cover what I'm thinking going into the weekend, and CPI will probably live stream the Discord. So I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.